Okay, so today we're going to draw this really cute frog prince from Patty Palmer created this frog. He's so cute. I just love him. But let's take a look at it. It's really, if we break it down into his shapes, right? He's just an oval here. We got a couple of diagonal lines, some zigzag here, right? We got a big loop there, a big loop there. We got some swervy line down here. These kind of like rectangles with little triangles on the end. And then we've got the cat nine tails with a little oval with a stick. So he's going to be a really fun frog to create. I'm going to draw him in pencil. I'm going to trace him up in some black crayon. And then I'm going to fill him in with some watercolor paint. But you can color him any way you like with whatever you have at home. Let's get started. Okay, so I've got my guidelines on my paper, right? Nice, very softly drawn dashed line so I can find the center of my paper. Now my frog, we talked about the fact that he's just an oval, right? His body's just an oval. So we need to find that center because we want to put our frogs, or that oval, right in the center here, and then we'll be able to add everything else on. But that oval can't be too big, but it needs to be big enough, right? That we can fill it up with some stuff. So just put a nice oval on in the center of our paper right there. Okay, you put yours on nice and light because we're going to put some legs across it and some eyes on. I put mine a little bit heavier so that you can see it while I'm drawing. All right, so the next thing we need are eyes. He's going to have some fun, silly eyes right up here on top of that oval. And they can be right side by side, right close together. And depending on where you want your frog to look, that's where you're going to put your pupils. Maybe you want him looking off to this direction. You're going to put your pupils right there. Maybe you want him looking down. You can put your pupils over here, okay? So I'm going to put mine right here. I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup. Let me get rid of that line there. And that line there. We don't want any lines going through his eyes. All right, next we're going to put on his legs. So his legs are going to start inside his body here and come down diagonally. So basically it's diagonal line, and over here, diagonal line, diagonal line. There's my two diagonal lines for his things. And those little web feet, we're just going to put them on like parts of a triangle. Like that. And then over here on this side. All right, we got his little web feet on there. Next, we're going to add his legs. So those big back jumpy legs, they're going to come out and just loop back down in before you get to the front legs. So you're going to come out and you're going to loop it back down. Almost like you're making a leaf shape, isn't it? Out and loop it back down like a leaf shape. Oop, that one's not quite as big as the other side. I'm going to fix that up a little bit like that. Right, there we go. So it looks like he's got two leaves popping out of the side of his body right now. We're going to go ahead and put a little curved line in there and a little curved line over here. All right, so now we've got his legs. He needs some little toes coming off down there. Got to do a zigzag line and back in. Same thing, will come out, do a zigzag line, and back in like that. So diagonal, zigzag, diagonal, diagonal, zigzag, diagonal. All right, now he needs a cute little smile. And if you want, he can have a goofy tongue, right? Sticking out somewhere like that. Getting ready to catch those flies. And of course we know he's the frog prince, right? So we're going to put a crown on his head. So we're going to do a diagonal. So see where your eyes are in the center. Put a diagonal line off to one side, a diagonal line, off to the other side. And then from here, we're going to go zigzag, 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 zigzag. Oh, I didn't quite get it there. You're going to make that one big zigzag, I think. Make that one bigger, and then I'm just going to zig it right on out like that. There we go. All right, we'll put a little decoration on his crown. So we'll put a diamond shape. And those center ones there. And then we can't quite fit the full thing on over here. So we'll just do half of a diamond shape there. Put some little points on the top of his crown. And I think he needs some spots. Put some random spots on our frog. Some big, some small. All right, let's get him sitting on a lily pad. Lily pads are easy. We're just gonna do a big squiggly oval around the outside of him right there. Now we need our horizon line. We know what I've always said about horizon lines. We don't put them underneath our stuff because then it looks like it's floating around. So our horizon line is gonna go way back here, and it's just gonna be that ripply sort of water line where his lily pad's floating around. There's our horizon line. We get our lily pad. Now let's get some cat nine tails. Put some ovals up here. Kind of scatter them around. And then we're just gonna put a line right down through the center like that. Maybe a couple more over here. Ovals. Maybe one hiding behind the other one like that. All right. Maybe a fly went by. Maybe I'm gonna put a fly up here in the sky. We'll just put a couple little wings like this. A little black. We'll color that in later, right? And bzzz, make that buzzing motion line. That's why he's looking up there, because he sees that fly up there and he's thinking, can't wait to have some flies. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and do mine in some black crayon. So I'm gonna trace it all out in black crayon. I'm gonna color a little bit of it in with my crayon, and then that way when I start my watercolor paint, I don't have to worry, because remember what we talked about, that waxy crayon will resist the water. It pushes back against that water so it won't soak in. So I don't have to worry about painting my green frog and getting green into my spots, because I'll have covered them really thickly with that wax crayon first. But you can use whatever you have, colored pencils, crayons, and add some fun color to your frog prints. You can even put on some white clouds with your white crayon, and then when you paint over it, that white will stay. So I'm going to do that too when I'm coloring.